Now, I'm honored to introduce part of my Liberty family, Noah Cabrera.
Hello family, friends, teachers, staff, and the graduating class of 2026. When most people think about high school, they think about football games, rallies, dances, and finally, graduation. But for many of us, high school is really about something else, figuring out who we are. I still remember walking onto campus for the first time. Everything felt unfamiliar. New classes, new faces, new expectations, and the pressure of trying to find where we fit in. For some people that seemed easy, but for others it took time. I was one of those students who needed time. Growing up, things were not always easy for me. I was diagnosed with ADHD and I needed speech therapy because speaking did not come to me naturally. In school, I struggled with distractions, confidence, and sometimes even feeling accepted. It often felt easier to stay quiet and invisible than to stand out and be myself. Then COVID happened, and like everyone else, I suddenly found myself trying to learn and connect with people through a computer screen. It made everything feel more distant and isolating. During that time, I did not like school. I resented going. It felt easier to disconnect from everything than to try to find where I belong. But over time, things slowly started to change. I made a decision to get involved in something here at Liberty, and that something was the marching band. At first, it was just an activity for me to be a part of. But little by little, it became much more than that. I found people who accepted me for who I was, and many of those people are now my closest friends. What started as joining a program eventually became a second family to me. And I think that's what makes Liberty special. The special thing about Liberty High School is that it does not only accept one kind of student, it accepts all of us. The athletes practicing before sunrise and staying late after school, the students pushing themselves towards academic success, the musicians spending countless hours rehearsing. Somehow, despite all of our differences, our individual stories have been woven together into one shared journey. For me, one of those moments I will never forget was being nominated into the top 3 for homecoming. I did not win, but honestly, that did not matter to me. What mattered was standing there and realizing how far I had come. For someone who once struggled with speech, confidence, and feeling invisible, that moment meant more to me than I can ever fully explain. And I know I am not the only person here who has changed during these 4 years. Because standing here today, I think many of us are realizing the same thing. None of us made it here the same way. Some people had smoother paths, while others fought battles that no one else could see. Some students walked into high school already knowing who they were, while others spent years trying to figure it out. But no matter what our journey looks like, we all arrived here together. And I think that's what graduation really represents. Not perfection, not popularity, not being the smartest person in the room. It represents growth. It represents resilience. It represents the friendships we built, the memories we created, and the ways we helped shape each other along the way. As we move to the next chapter of our lives, I hope we remember something important. You do not have to become successful overnight. Growth takes time. Confidence takes time. Finding your place takes time. Sometimes the people who feel the most unnoticed are the ones growing the most quietly. And sometimes the people who struggle the most early on become the people who surprise everyone later. So wherever life takes us after today, I hope we carry that lesson with us. Keep growing into the person you want to become. Keep making room for the people who feel different or unseen. And never forget that there is not just one kind of person who belongs in this world. Thank you, class of 2026. No matter where life takes us next, I hope you never forget the people, the memories, and the moments that shaped us into who we are today. Thank you. And finally, I would like to introduce our last speaker, Ethan Bajwa.